I had someone recently ask me how I make the little Bash script intro video to my Bash scripts videos. Yeah, did that make any sense? Someone asked me how I made the intro to my Bash script videos. Here is what it looks like. And I made that in Blender. So real quick, I'm going to show you how to make that in Blender. It's real easy. But the only thing you really need outside of Blender is a recording of some stuff in your terminal. So here, let me quickly open up the terminal screen here. So you can cat out something like a binary file. If you have a JPEG file or something like that, might look good. Or search through your files, and you might want to loop it a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say this kind of off the Blender topic, but real quick, I'll say while true do, and we'll say cat, and I've got a binary file here just full of random data, and done. So now that will loop forever. So just use whatever screen recorder you use. I use FFmpeg. Capture that for, as long as you want. You can loop it in Blender or create a one long enough, whatever you want to do. You could probably make it real short and loop it, and no one will notice because it's just a bunch of random stuff. Once you have that file, that's all you're going to need outside of Blender. So real quick, let me see here. I'm going to turn on this, otherwise people will complain that I don't have that displayed there. Okay, I'm using Blender, I think 6.2, 6.1. I think 6.2, maybe 6.3 is out. I just haven't downloaded it yet. So right here, let's start off. If I hit F12, this is what our default scene looks like. Real quick, let's change our background. I'm going to change it to a black. And we'll hit F12, and now the background is black instead of gray. Pull this out a little bit. We've got the cube selected here. Go to the material, and I'm going to turn the material to shadeless. F12. Now you can see that there's no shading to the cube. And next we'll go over to our textures here, and I am going to change it from none to image or movie. I'm going to say open. I'm going to go to where I saved the little screen capture of my terminal. There it is. Open that up. My particular video, you can see my record window for the first few frames, so I'm just going to move the start up. Well, first off, click match movie length. It looks like it already did that by automatic. Blender didn't used to do that automatically, but it looks like it did now. Turn on auto refresh, cycle, and then just go if you need to trim off the beginning of the video. But remember, if you're going to loop it, that will come up again at the end. You may want to just trim off any of that if you have that. Depends on how you start up your screen capture. Anyway, if I hit F12 now, you can see what our screen looks like. We got the flat image on top here. On the sides, it's stretching it out. We can change the mapping, but we're not going to use a cube for this. We're going to use some planes and text, so that's not extremely important at this point. Next, if I can remember everything I'm supposed to do here, I'm going to turn on alpha, RGB to intensity, hit F12. Let's see how that looks. Now we got a white box with pink writing. Let's change this intensity color to green. Just drag that over there, or just turn the green all the way up and turn red and blue most of the way down. We'll hit F12. Of course, you can do a different color font if you want, and that gives us that there. Now, if I remember correctly, we're going to go over to our material editor here. I'm going to scroll down, turn on transparency, and turn alpha all the way down. Hit F12. And there you go. We can now see through the box except for where letters are, but it's still not quite a green color that we want in my case. I'm going to choose the diffuse color here, and I'm going to turn blue and red all the way down and green up. Now if we hit F12, perfect. So now we have the material we want for our main little font there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into top view here. For right now I'm going to move this cube back here. I'm going to hit spacebar and type in text and add text. I've already done it because I practiced before I record this video. I'm just going to write something like shell scripts. Oops. And then I'm going to say over here in the font tabs. Now if you wanted to change the font, you have a true type font or something, you can click right here and import a different font. I'm just going to use the default font. I'm going to center it right here under paragraph align. And then in the side view here, I'm going to say extrude. I'm probably going to go 0.2, I think will be good. There we go. So now, if I go back to my camera view, and you got to have your cursor over 3D view to edit it. I'm going to hit 7 here to go top view, spacebar, camera, align camera to view, and I'll hit F12. There we go. That's what our font looks like so far. Let's bevel the edges a little bit here. So I'm going to turn the bevel depth up to, let's say, 0.2. Oh, I almost hit something. 0.2. Oh, way too much. 0.1. Still too much for what I want. 0.05. Looking good there. Let's turn the resolution up some so it's smoother. F12, and there we go. Now, if we go to our material window, or tab with the text selected, we can click instead of clicking new, we'll click here and choose the material we already created, hit F12. Now, it might be a little hard to read here, depending on what you captured, but remember this is a video, so even though it's hard to see what's there, it's going to be flashing real quick, so it might be a little more visible in the final product, depending on your original screen capture. You may need to tweak it a little bit. We'll see what we come up with here. I'm also going to grab, actually let's go to front view and move the camera to here. And with the font selected, the text selected, RX90. There we go. And I'm going to grab and move that down a little bit. Hit F12. There we go. At this point I'm going to delete the cube, spacebar, and add in a plane, which is now flat, facing up. So I'm going to hit RX90 and rotate that 90 degrees as well. And give it the same material for right now. But I'm going to go side view, pull that way back, and in the camera view here, scale that up, and scale that X, and kind of center it. So now we have this, which makes our font even harder to read here. So what I'm also going to do is, with that plane selected, I'm going to click this little plus button here in the material and create a new separate material for that back plane, and I'm going to turn off shadeless on that and hit F12. So that made the background darker because it's relying on a light source where our actual words are lighting themselves up. And I think that's all I did for the original video as far as the textures and objects. Another thing we can do, we can have the camera slowly zoom in or out. So right now I'm on the first frame. I'm going to hit I, set a keyframe for the location, and then I'm going to go up probably 120 frames, doesn't have to be that long, and then G with the camera selected, center click, and then move the mouse in, and then left click, I, location, and we'll change our end frame here to 120, and we'll hit Alt A, and we can see it slowly zooming in here. Great. So one more thing that we can add, I mean there's a lot of things you do to tweak this to make it look better. I'm just going over the basic concept here, but like you can add other planes like this, Shift D, since they're transparent, scale it down and move it a little bit closer, and do that a few times to get yourself another little, just more going on than just the main window. That's up to you. So anyway, that is what we've got going on here, and that is the end of the tutorial. I thank you for watching. Ask if you have any questions, please visit filmsbychris.com/IRC, my website, filmsbychris.com, that's Chris with a K. Check us out on Freenode at #filmsbychris. Remember, I don't answer YouTube comments anymore, so feel free to comment, but I'm not going to be answering questions here on YouTube. If you have any questions, please contact me or other people through our IRC channel. Also, if you like this tutorial, please think about donating at my site. If you're at my site, there should be a donate button off to the right. And if you're not at my site, check out my site, filmsbychris.com. That's Chris with a K. Have a great day.